All right, folks, welcome back to Domestic Talk. All right, so today I have a special guest with me, a man I've known for quite a while, but I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell a little bit about himself, and we're just going to talk in general about, how we met and why we're having this domestic talk today. And mainly this is in reference to the NFAC and what's going on today in the U.S., in particular Wisconsin. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce my man. I'm just going to keep it simple and call him by his first name so we still protect the innocent. Chris. So Chris, how are you, my man?
Pretty good, Manny. How about yourself?
Man, I'm great, man. It's been a while, man, since I've actually seen you, but it's good to see you. And it's good to be among a brother that has a wealth of knowledge about the topic we're going to discuss today. So Chris, why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself? Give me some of your background and just a little bit of how we met. Just keep it generic.
Okay. Well, I mean, that I'm a former, matter of fact, I still am a U.S. advisor, for, of course, the United States government, either working for DOD or for Department of State. And for those of you who don't know, DOD is Department of Defense, or DOS, Department of State. And what my function is to go into areas that have insurgent terrorist activity or terrorist groups, and normally help the governments garner support for the populace to turn the community against the bad guys, to get rid of the bad guys out of the community, or to actually what we call stabilize the region, where the bad guys have actually destabilized the region. So my function is, one, to mentor, train, and advise and assist, right? One, the Afghan National Police. Two, the National Director of Security, which is, we'll call that their intelligence service. It's more or less the equivalent to our Central Intelligence Agency. And three, the Afghan Local Police, which is the grassroots group that are state actors, all right? But they are used as a village security force to prevent attacks from insurgent terrorist groups, right? So we would go in, one, because the stabilization begins at the grassroots level, at the community level. That's where everything begins. So even before we start with the ALP, we really have to start with the police. Okay.
And Chris, not to interrupt you, just so for our layman, some people understand, what is the ALP?
Okay, the ALP is the Afghan Local Police. All right. Now they are part of the government of Afghanistan, and they are extension of the Afghanistan National Police. They're just
so Chris, I'm glad you brought that. So let me just chime in a little bit on that. So yes, the ALP is an extension of the Afghan Local Police, but the ALP has this kind of unique organization. And Chris, I know you're going to touch upon this also. The fact that why they call it Afghan Local Police, because they are drawn from their local villages. So I just want to kind of chime in for that, because that's kind of unique. They're not pulled from all different parts of Afghanistan and sent to an area where they're not from. These guys are local guys from their village that are kind of swept up under the Afghan National Police for training, equipment, and then they're sent back into their village for local defensive purposes.
Exactly. They're the community.
Yeah.
Right? They come from their community, from their village. They're there to protect their village. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simplistic. They're there to protect the village from insurgent terrorist attacks. Okay? Because one, they know who's in the village. They know who's supposed to be there. They know who's not supposed to be there. Right? So they can actually weed out the bad guys if they're trying to come in and infiltrate, or even trying to recruit. That's the reason for that group.
Exactly. And I'm glad. So, like I say, Chris, it's been a long time, man, since I've known you. And like I said, you did a yeoman's job in being my subject matter expert. And like I said, in anything that you do as a team or as a leader, you always go out and get the subject matter expert, because it's not about you, the leader. I could have been a bonus, say, you know what, I don't need this, need that, and just continue on doing but that's not my purpose. My purpose was to organize, lead, set the condition to our end state, which I got from above, so that way we can be successful. So as a leader, you go out and find or get the resources you need necessary to accomplish that mission. All right. So let me ask you this. All right. So I know you've heard of NFAC, right? So I made a video, not to challenge the NFAC per se, but what I realized is, since I have a vast knowledge in the creation of what I call neighborhood defense or neighborhood protection, to weed out bad people trying to bring you harm within the neighborhood. It kind of bothered me when I saw the NFAC. In fact, to be honest with you, they came here to Georgia, and I was like, okay, this is a good thing, right? But some of the actions and some of the things that took place, I was like, whoa, kind of pulled me back aside. So I looked at it from the leadership points. I made a video. So what I got, Chris, I believe most of these guys are from the NFAC faction or NFAC people that came to my video and stuff. Basically posting a bunch of what I call emotional reaction. So I think most of them did not take the time to watch the video completely to understand what I was really trying to give to them. I was trying to give them a blueprint without saying it. I mean, you seen the video, correct?
Right.
And what is your take on my video that I made? Because I really thought I was trying to give them a blueprint without shouting it out and say, hey, guys, what you're doing is not new.
Right.
It's been done.
It's old. It's old.
It's old. So what is your take? Because because we're going to discuss their reaction, and I'm going to discuss about Grandmaster J or JMJ or Grandmaster J. And today I'm also going to put out a challenge to him, and I'll let you see what you think about that. But what was your take when you watched the video? Without me shouting, because you know me for a while, I'm not the type of guy that, I will give you the knowledge, but you got to take out your emotional self out of it and look at it purely for what the knowledge is.
Manny, the whole thing about it is, a lot of groups of people are emotional thinkers, okay? And you can't be emotional in this line of business. You have to be logical, analytical, all right? And you have to have really good reasoning skills, okay? Because when you go into battle, it's not about emotions, okay? It's strictly about, all right, here, we have the knowledge, we have the know-how, and we're going out and execute what needs to be done, okay? And I think on the firearms portion, we talked about the firearms portion, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Certain groups of people think they know more than everyone else. Okay. You coming out of 75th Ranger Regiment, right?
Yeah.
And then, coming, working with, out of SOF, work at CA, you have more knowledge than all these people combined. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would behoove them to listen to you when it comes to tactics and tactical things, right? It only makes sense because they don't have the knowledge, correct?
No, you're 100% right. And even though you kind of put it in the area as I was thinking through this, right? So, I mean, and like you said, I have a lot of vast knowledge on a lot of things, particularly in the lane that I've been trained on, right? And I've executed this and I've seen it to fruition from start to end. I started somewhere and then we took it to an end state. So my whole thing was for you to be able to do that. I have what Malcolm Gladwell said, you have my 10,000 hours in this kind of area, right? However, just because I have 10,000 hours on trigger, on tactical understanding, strategic understanding, I even to this day, I still continue to seek subject matter expert to aid me until I can finish. Because if you're leading something, you cannot control everything. Because as you know, right, what's the span of command? You can only command 4 people, including yourself. You see? So you have to go seek. So you ought to have control of 4 people. So once your organization go past 4, 5, 6 people, you need other people within the organization that are able to control another 4 people, another 5 people. This is the reason why infantry squads have fire teams. You have a squad leader, then you have a fire team sergeant and 2 fire team sergeant, and then the what I call the minions within those squad. So yeah, I'm completely with you. But these guys were, I mean, you brought to be emotionally intelligent, but these guys were what I call, how can I kind of couch this so people can get this, right? A leader can be a detriment to an organization. Do you agree, Chris?
Yeah, because it's toxic leadership.
Yes, because you can be a hindrance to your own organization if you're not very careful, if everything is centric around you. Because that brings out this topic, right? Because think about it, right? What is one thing that we were always good at when we put a con up or we did an operation, right? Continuation. If something happens to me, anybody within the team, including yourself, when we go out, right, what was able to continue with the mission. Am I correct or wrong?
Right. We always had a contingency plan for everything.
Exactly. So my fear with this organization, right, in fact, is that the fact that it looks like right now everything is centric on one individual. So now I'm outside looking in, but from what I've researched, my deep dive and just observing, because like I said, I have my 10,000 hours in the human terrain and understanding patterns and understanding people. What I'm seeing right now, what's been shown to me is that this organization is only based on one individual. And this individual, once he's removed from this organization is going to wither and die away. And I think that's going to be a detriment to us as black men, women, and just in general our community. So my reason of making the video is just to show people that, hey, we don't need to create an organization that is surrounded with one individual. If that one individual decides I'm going to move on, the organization should continue.
Right. Exactly. And that's why you have, should we say, leaders, commanders, right, at different chapters, if there are different chapters of the NFAC, you know what I'm saying? And you have you should have an organizational structure to show, all right, look, if this person's gone, this is the person that's going to take over. If this person's gone, this is what's going to happen. You see, I'm not sure what they're doing, right? But from what it seems like is they don't have that. You know, you have one person in charge of everything. And even from the videos from which I've seen, when I think they were in Louisville, as Grandmaster Jay was out there marching the troops. Now, he's the leader, okay? He's not the one that should be out there marching the troops, you know? Yeah, he should be in the lead, but it should be your NCOs. They're actually doing that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Chris, you're so right. This brings me to my next topic about what you just said, which is so key. So, yeah. So on my last video that I made, I talked about, you know, I think I titled them "Grandmaster, you must hear this," where, you know, a true mark of a leader, when that negligent discharge happened that was in Louisville, right? Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah. A true leader would have came back on YouTube or whatever the medium he wanted to use to say, hey, you know what? I'm the leader of this organization. I take full responsibility for what happened. All right. A true leader does not form an excuse. And you know this about me. How many times have we tried to go somewhere trying to get to a village and we couldn't get there because of why? Because there were so many IEDs on the road, or we just ran out of C4 to blow bombs on the road, right? Or I hit a bomb, or something happens we couldn't get for that mission. I never came back to the team house and say, you know what, we failed because you guys didn't bring enough for this. I always came back and I looked at it and I do what I call lessons learned, right? I looked at it, I go back, I said, man, next time I need to bring more C4. I need to have more C4 put together ready so we can get to village X, right? I never made an excuse whenever we were successful to get somewhere or get an ALP to do something, right? I just come back and I pull my head, I pull you over, I say, hey, Chris, what do you think? What do you think we need to do better? What do you think to get, or remember when the ALP used to eat all their food?
Yeah, exactly, right?
And they come back saying, well, we don't have food. I'm like, well, we just bought you a bunch of food yesterday.
And then what they do, you know, and the thing about it is they go out and they sell that food, make money, you know?
Yeah. You're right. That used to frustrate me so bad. I used to get so mad. I'm like, look, I just got you guys food. You guys got food. But I seek solution. I didn't try to point the blame on no one. I didn't point the blame at them. So that's what kind of drew me into that. That I looked at this guy like the opportunity this guy was slumbering away. The fact that you have guys that genuinely join the NFAC that truly believe that they're trying to do something different for their community. And this is the part I'm really looking at this, because I think there's some really good people that joined that organization because they truly believe that they were going to try to make a difference. But yet here's their leader who should learn to get out of their way and allow this organization to flourish to its full potential. But it seems like he cannot do that at all. And like I said, Chris, I'm open for any one of them, to include him, to come challenge me and say otherwise. And I'm going to put it out to him, because some of his followers just hopped on my video and challenged me and say, "What have I done for this? What have I done? What do I know?" But I don't know much, really. But
I know, we don't know anything, right?
No, we don't. But I'm gonna put it out here, Chris. I'm gonna challenge them, right? So, as you know me, I'm always open. You can come to me and give me constructive criticism. You can even criticize me, say, "Man, you should have gone left. We should have went right." And I, you know me, I'll sit down and look at it and say, "You know what? You were right. We should have went right. And you know what? We're gonna adjust and we're gonna go right." So I'm gonna do an open invite to Grandmaster Jay. So like one of his few of his people said that I didn't give the guy the opportunity. Well, I'm giving him an opportunity right now. Grandmaster Jay, you have the opportunity to come on here and challenge me in anything that I've said based on my opinion and what I have seen. And to a few of your followers, I think they might be NFAC members, that say I don't know much. You're right, I don't know much, but I do have 10,000 hours how to deconstruct down local governments, even some high government, and put them back together and create safe environment for people in villages, in towns, to operate and live their lives so their kids can grow and flourish, get education. Girls can go to school.
Right.
I just give you a little bit. Like I said, there was a school that was open. Who was in there, Chris? Girls, right?
Yep. And
bunch of girls.
That's exactly right. And at that time, Taliban said, "Hey, no girls can go to school." Right?
And what did I do? I don't want to do it here, but I basically gave them two fingers, right?
Right. And guess what? We're putting the girls in the school. Let's see what you do, right?
Yeah, let's see what you do. Exactly. And like I said, I don't tell people much what I've done, but I do basically. I'm not going to demonstrate two finger, but use your imagination, folks. I basically gave them two fingers and I dare them. I say, "Come on," because like most people don't know a little bit of my background. I come from an area of the world where women tend to get treated as second-class citizens, right. And I don't stand for that, because I have family members that some of the great women, people in my life are women that influenced me to be who I am today. So I basically look, I don't care. You can come with everything you want, but this school will start, this school will open, this school will function, and the school flourish. So, but like I said, back to what I was saying, so Grandmaster Jay, NFAC leadership, I'm here. We could have a constructive discussion, take out the emotions out of it. Okay, you guys, I've never challenged you guys on a personal basis. But some of your followers and crew tend to want to get personal. But you know what? I don't get personal stuff. I look at facts. I look at behavioral patterns.
That's right.
I study history of past organization.